Hey guys, Cameron with CBM Reviews here, and I'm here to talk about the newest release from Disney+. This is a recap of the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm going to be spoiling this, and I'm going to give you my opinion about this episode. So if you haven't watched the episode and you don't want to be spoiled, stop right now, go watch the episode on Disney+, then come back and you can kind of hear my opinions about everything. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you like this sort of thing, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you'll know as soon as I upload. This show is coming right off the heels of WandaVision, which ended 2 weeks ago, but this is completely separate from that. This is talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. First off, before we get into anything on the storyline, this episode's like 40 to 43 or so minutes long. Like the thing says 49 minutes, but there's a whole bunch of credits. So I do appreciate the fact that it's not like that sitcom length like the first few episodes of WandaVision were. So we're actually getting a little bit more meat with our potatoes this go round. And the title is not misleading. Right now we are talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but not together at this point. The first episode, which is called New World Order, is talking about how things have changed since the blip was reversed, and how 3-some-odd billion people come back to the world, and what some people who did not blip away did to kind of take advantage of certain circumstances. Right off the bat, and I was excited about this, we have a great Marvel-style action sequence. Falcon is on a mission to save somebody who is in the Air Force, I believe, and we are met with a very familiar face. And that familiar face is Batroc the Leper. Batroc was the guy who had taken over the Lumerian Star at the very beginning of Captain America the Winter Soldier. So we are immediately getting those callbacks. And we see an amazing sequence with Sam Wilson. So the Falcon is doing a lot of stuff that I could easily I could describe, but I'm not going to try. It is an amazing sequence. I enjoyed it. I like the fact that the show opened with that, and that is going to come back when I talk about my opinions about the entire episode. After this, Sam thinks long and hard and decides to give the shield that Steve gave him at the end of Avengers Endgame to the museum that we see in Captain America and the Winter Soldier that has all the Captain America history. So it has like the motorcycle, it has all the memorabilia, and he figures that the shield belongs to Steve, so he's going to put it where all of Steve's stuff currently is. During the ceremony where Sam is gifting the shield to the museum, we see a familiar face in the crowd, and that familiar face is Rhodey. So Don Cheadle is in this episode, and he plays, of course, James Rhodes' War Machine. And after the ceremony, he has a talk with Sam, and they're trying to figure out, why did you make that decision? Because apparently, Steve originally said, you're the guy for the job. I guess he just wasn't feeling it. So that's the end of Sam Wilson for a minute, and that's a great start to the episode. Then we go to Bucky, and as of right now, Bucky is in therapy. He is being pardoned for all of the crimes that he committed while under the brainwashing of Hydra, and his psychiatrist is trying to get him to talk. He's been having nightmares. He is denying that he's having nightmares. These nightmares are glimpses of his past, missions that he undertook while under Hydra's authority, and he is trying to right wrongs. So he has a list, he has a book of things that he did, of people that he put in power during his time as the brainwashed Winter Soldier, and he's trying to make amends, and he has 3 rules that he has to follow. Let me see if I remember this right, because I didn't take notes. Shame on me.
Rule number 1.
And he can't do anything illegal.
Rule number 2.
There's no violence.
Rule number 3.
He has to say a line, who he is, and he is making amends. I believe those are the 3 rules. And it's illustrated that he does this with a senator that he put in power, and he got on tape that she was trying to call a hit out on someone, and then the authorities swarm, and you know, he with the exception of punching a potential hitman in the face, he followed the rules. But I find it very interesting that the cinematography in this particular scene, and a couple of other scenes later on, but this one in particular, there are a lot of very close-ups, meaning to me that Bucky feels like this is very intrusive. He's wanting to deal with this his own way. He is trying to make amends, but he feels like the psychiatrist is really diving a little bit too deep into his personal business and how he wants to resolve things. And it turns out that he has been having lunch with an old man. It's an old Japanese man. I can't remember his name. So that's another reason why I should take notes. And they're good friends. They're a lot closer to age than Bucky is with anybody else. And apparently he knows that Bucky is the age of 106, if I remember correctly. Because he's, you know, they're going through newspapers and saying nobody lived past 90 today. Isn't that a shame? But this man is on his list of people that he needs to make amends with because he assassinated his son. Now, his son wasn't some government person. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he saw too much, and Bucky had to eliminate this loose thread. And he hasn't found the heart to tell him, I'm the one who killed your son. And it's weighing heavily on him, and he tries a couple of times, like he thinks about it more than once to tell this man, hey, I know what happened to your son. Because it's one of the friendships, it's one of the only few friendships that he is currently engaging in. And before I get to the last part of the show, we're gonna do a quick little thing where we're talking about this organization called the Flag Smashers. And they robbed this place, and it's pretty organized how things work. And there's a man undercover that's working with Sam, and he tries to infiltrate it and see what he can find out, and he gets busted up pretty bad. So we're dealing with enhanced, as they say, and we will see them more because they wear these masks with handprints on them. I did a stream with Ghost Dog 54 where I had said that maybe we're getting the character Echo because of the red hand on face iconography, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong here. And this is one of the reasons why I was like, I don't know if I want to make this assumption, but it was, you know, before I saw the show, and I was like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I wasn't putting full stock in it. I was like saying, it might be, but we're dealing with those kind of terrorist cells, something that we will revisit again in the series. And then last, we're dealing with Sam and his sister in Louisiana, and she wants to sell a boat that's been in their family, and Sam's doing everything that he can not to sell the boat. He wants to take out a loan, try to save the boat and the house. And the bank loan manager is kind of he's kind of the worst people because he's like, oh, I know who you are. You're the Falcon. And he's like taking selfies. He didn't ask. He's taking selfies. And he's like, I know who you are. And then he keeps in, you know, it's like, well, how do you make money as a hero? Like, how does this work? Did Stark pay you? And then denies their loan. Like, you know this man, he's famous. And I will say this, I understand because he's making that decision purely business based. But still, if you're gonna be all up on this man's jock and then deny his loan and then ask for a selfie with his hands out, come on, dude. How do you sleep at night? So that is right before we get this ending where there is a press conference and it's announced that there's going to be a new Captain America right after the black man gave the shield back. If you felt some kind of way during that scene, like how Sam felt during that scene, you get it. Like that's, And that is the ending of episode 1. And my opinions of it are very mixed. Loved the first half of the episode. Didn't really care for the second half. And I'm not saying that it was bad at the end. I'm just saying you open up with this high octane start. I felt like the episode just kind of like coasted downhill after it ratcheted up everything at the very beginning. As of right now, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, have not grouped up yet. They're still completely separate in their storylines, and they will integrate together more than likely in the second episode. But for now, it's a decent start. So that's my review of episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier: New World Order. Tell me what you guys thought about it in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel and share this with your friends. As always, this is Cameron with CBeam Reviews. We'll see you next time.